Ukrainian and Russian military operations, January 11th update. Welcome to our daily update on actions in Ukraine and Russia as WWP Reacts breaks things down from open source intelligence and reporting in Ukraine and in Russian media sources. Like and subscribe, please, if you want more of this content daily. My name is Bill Pletch. I am a retired U.S. Army officer. I served in the U.S. military for over 3 decades as an enlisted soldier and non-commissioned officer, and the last 20 years as an engineer officer in the U.S. Army. Ukrainian forces recently advanced in the main salient in Kursk Oblast amid continued fighting in the area on January 11th. Russian mill bloggers claim that Russian forces advanced 3.25 kilometers deep in Ruskoye Portnoy, north of Sudza, but ISW has not observed confirmation of this claim. Elements of the Russian 1,427th Motorized Rifle Regiment are reportedly operating near Ruskoye Portnoy, and elements of the 30th Motorized Rifle Regiment and 34th Motorized Rifle Brigade are reportedly operating near Pogrebki. The Washington Post reported on January 11th that a Ukrainian soldier operating in Kursk Oblast stated that Russian forces attacked from different directions simultaneously and advanced in some areas after Ukrainian forces recently intensified their offensive operations in the Kursk Oblast salient. The soldier stated that Russian forces also crossed the international border into Ukraine in a few, unspecified areas, but that Ukrainian forces retook these positions. Russia has the objective to push Ukrainian forces back from the international border with Belgorod Oblast and approach to within tube artillery range of Kharkiv city. Russian forces continued offensive operations in the Kharkiv direction on January 11th, but did not make any confirmed advances. A Russian source claimed that Ukrainian forces unsuccessfully counterattacked in Storitsia and Vovchansk. The service member stated that Russian forces are constantly attacking in small groups of 2 to 3 personnel with artillery and first-person view, FPV, drone support. Russian objective is to capture the remainder of Luhansk Oblast and push westward into eastern Kharkiv Oblast and northern Donetsk Oblast. Russian forces continued offensive operations in the Kupyansk direction on January 11, but did not make any confirmed advances. Former Luhansk People's Republic, LNR, People's Militia Representative Lieutenant Colonel Andrei Marachko claimed on January 11 that Russian forces advanced north of Kupyansk and Kreminna and that Ukrainian forces are counterattacked. Russian forces attacked north of Kupyansk near Halyubivka, northeast of Kupyansk near Sinkivka, east of Kupyansk near Petropavlivka and Kucherivka, and southeast of Kupyansk near Stepova Novoselivka on January 10 and 11. Russian forces continued offensive operations in the Barova direction on January 11, but did not make any confirmed advances. A Russian mill blogger claimed that Russian forces advanced up to a kilometer west of Makiivka, southeast of Barova, but we have not observed confirmation of this claim. 752nd Motorized Rifle Regiment, 3rd Motorized Rifle Division, 20th Combined Arms Army, CAA, Moscow Military District MMD, is reportedly operating near Nadia, east of Barova. Russian forces continued offensive operations in the Lyman direction on January 11, but did not make any confirmed advances. Russian forces attacked northeast of Lyman near Terny, east of Lyman near Zarikne, and southeast of Lyman in the Serebryansk forest area on January 10 and 11. Ukrainian military observer Konstantin Mashevets stated that elements of the Russian 488th and 283rd Motorized Rifle Regiments are operating near Ivanivka, but have been unable to break through to Kolodyazy. Russian objective: capture the entirety of Donetsk Oblast, the claimed territory of Russia's proxies in Donbass. Russian forces conducted ground attacks near Kryhorivka and Bilohorivka, both northeast of Siversk, on January 10 and 11, but did not advance. Ukrainian military observer Konstantin Mashevets stated on January 11 that Russian forces seized Kryhorivka. We assess that this advance occurred more than 24 hours ago. Russian forces continued offensive operations in the Chasiv Yar direction on January 11, but did not make confirmed advances. A Russian mill blogger claimed on January 11 that Russian forces advanced along Dobrolyubova Street in northwestern Chasiv Yar. ISW has not observed confirmation of this claim, however. Another Russian mill blogger claimed on January 11th that Russian forces continue attacks in southern Chasiv Yar in order to bypass the central part of the settlement in an attempt to encircle it. Russian forces continued offensive operations in the Toretsk direction on January 11, but did not advance. Russian security agencies claimed on January 11 that Russian forces cleared Toretsk and that only isolated pockets of Ukrainian forces remain in the settlement. Drone operators of the Russian 80th Sparta Separate Reconnaissance Battalion reportedly continue striking Ukrainian forces near Toretsk. Russian forces continued offensive operations in the Pokrovsk direction on January 11th, but did not make any confirmed advances. The spokesperson of another Ukrainian brigade operating in the Pokrovsk direction stated on January 11th that Russian forces have intensified offensive operations near Myrnarad, east of Pokrovsk, and recently deployed reconstituted elements of an unspecified motorized rifle regiment, motorized rifle brigade, and Spetsnaz unit to the area. Ukrainian military observer Kostian Mashavets stated that elements of the Russian 74th and 55th Motorized Rifle Brigades, 41st CAA, CMD, and 433rd Motorized Rifle Regiment, 27th Motorized Rifle Division, 2nd CAA, CMD, are operating near Kotline and Udakny, both southwest of Pokrovsk.